Hello, my name is Javier, this is Mostly Positive, and today I got another unboxing for you. Today we are unboxing the Flydigi Apex 5 Wuchang Fallen Feathers Special Edition controller or whatever. But before we actually unbox this, let me show you what I have been daily driving since I believe the controller released all those years ago. This is the Xbox Elite Series 2 controller. I love this thing, and I also really hate this thing. This is, I can't even say this is the first controller. Here's a second controller. Here's a third controller. This is the one that I've actually been using for quite a while now. I cannot tell you which one of these was the original controller. I can't tell you which one was the second controller. And I don't even think I can tell you. This is definitely the third one. Okay, so this one was the special Halo Infinite Master Chief version. As you can see, I don't know if you've noticed, this thing is falling apart. Like, literally falling apart. I can crack this thing open pretty easily, and I don't know how easy it is to tell, but there are literally chips of plastic just falling off. This should like all be one solid piece of plastic, and this controller is literally falling apart. That on top of that, oh look, in real time. In real time. There's another tiny piece right there that just fell off. Yeah, it's really small. But this has been going on for months now, and I have been trying to find the perfect controller. And it's very hard for me to move away from this one specifically, because I love the profile button and the 3 onboard profiles that you can save onto it. And I especially 100%, this was an absolute necessity for me, are these paddles. I've been using these paddles for years now, and I can't go back. That is the number one thing that I absolutely need within my controllers going forward. This controller in particular is a literal Frankenstein monster of a controller. First of all of these 3 main controllers, bumpers have broken at one point or another. Triggers have broken at one point or another. One of these 2 controllers, and I can't tell you which one, the B button straight up does not work. And I had to, and that was the controller that had the B button like straight up not work anymore was the Halo Infinite one. And the way I was able to work around that issue was this controller in particular is made up of 2 of these different controllers. I cannot tell you which one because it's been so long. I stopped using the Master Chief faceplate because this texture grip on the handles was like bubbling up and literally like ungluing itself from the actual plastic. So this is all to say that the Elite Series 2 controllers do not last. I mean, the bumpers literally within just a few months end up breaking. And that is extremely depressing because I really love these controllers. It's the profiles, the customizable buttons, the paddles in particular, these hair trigger things, which I do genuinely use as well. And this god tier D-pad. I love this D-pad so much. These swappable sticks. Just so many features that make this a perfect controller. But what completely makes it not a perfect controller is that it literally breaks very, very, very easily. So this is the one that I've been daily driving for a couple months now. And it's literally falling apart. So I have spent quite a long time trying to find the one controller that kind of hits every mark. And so far, it seems like it's the Flydigi Apex 5. I'm praying to God it hits every mark that I need it to. On paper, the specs, everything, it seems perfect. Let's see if it actually is. My biggest issue with this controller, and in general, the Apex line, is that those controllers are sold as white controllers. There is no black variant. They seem to always have just the standard white controller, and then a sort of maybe one or two special editions. The Apex 4 had the Black Myth Wuchang version, and the Apex 5 seems like the collaboration is Wuchang this time around, which I've never played. I love Souls titles, but this one in particular I have never played. I do want to. I'm just extremely broke, and this controller is, I think, comparable in price to the Elite Series 2. So I don't want to say, I mean, it is a super expensive controller, but I don't want to make it sound like, oh my God, this, for what it is like way overpriced. No, if anything, it probably has better internals than the Elite Series 2, even the Apex 4. But is just all to say that the price, I believe, is very comparable. 10 years, one obsession, redefining control through mechanical mastery, from triggers to thumbsticks, from immersion to customization. We've refined every tactile detail, making controllers an extension of your gaming instincts. 2025, the Apex 5 Enhanced. Every mechanical feedback, a breakthrough. Every button press, pure gaming bliss, where great meets greater. Bridging gamers to virtual worlds. Immersion mechanical makes it different. Product director of Flydigi. That's very nice. It feels like there's actual passion behind this controller. So let's, ooh. Already. Already. I can see that intense red just through this plastic. So like I was saying, my biggest issue is that the standard edition for Flydigi, the Apex line, is that these controllers come in white. They don't offer different colors. It's just white and then the one or two special editions. I paid a pretty penny for this one. I don't think I overpaid. I think I paid like the standard price for it, but it was still extremely painful. And it was obviously more than what the standard edition costs. But looking at it now, right off the bat, honestly, it looks even better than looking at it online. I really, really like it. I know this let me pull it up to the camera real quick. The top plate is like a super, it's like a plastic finish that you like see through, and then you can see these what I can only assume are like Chinese characters running down the controller, which looks so nice. My question is, am I able to just crack the controller? I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of scared if I'm being honest with you. I know you're meant to, but I don't. Oh, yes. Super easy. That came off super, super easy. Hold on, do I have to take off the D-pad? Can I take off the D-pad? There's a lot of resistance there and it's making me really scared. Tell you what, I'm not gonna do that. Because it genuinely scares me. I know you should be able to. I think you can take off the sticks as well, but I'm not entirely sure. The D-pad is one thing that really worried me. I don't like this D-pad. I don't like the weird like grooves, like the circular design and then the grooves in between. I don't like that. I don't like that they've been doing that with the series controllers. I want a just straight up 4-directional clean D-pad. And I love the inclusion of the other D-pad that looks similar to this. I would say on the Elite Series 2, this is definitely more premium. Like this is just like a straight up metal. And this here is just plastic. But I will say, and I'm kind of shocked, it feels pretty nice. It has a really nice click to it. Not as nice as the Elite Series 2, but it does have a pretty nice click to it. A nice feel, if I'm being honest with you. The sticks, I honestly can't remember. I don't know if they're Hall effects or TMR or whatever the hell, but does it feel any different? This is my first time experiencing one of those like extremely premium sticks, and if I'm being honest with you, I can't tell the difference. I've never once experienced stick drift, so I don't know. It feels like a control stick. I know these are supposed to be mechanical buttons. I've never experienced a mechanical button on a controller, and I'm hoping it feels really nice because on a keyboard it feels so nice. Ooh, that's different. Oh, that's so different. That is really, really different from a standard. Hold on, the plate on this thing is, I took it off. I don't know how to feel about this. On one hand, like, I kind of like it, but on the other hand, it feels super, super different from a standard face button. That's gonna get that's gonna take some time getting used to. I wonder if mechanical buttons are just in general better, because my mechanical keyboard, I've had that thing for a long time, since 2019, and that thing has been perfect, honestly. That thing, there's not a single key has screwed up whatsoever. So I kind of wish the bumpers were the same like deep red color as this sort of like, I don't even know what to call it. I know there's like a screen somewhere there, but honestly, not the biggest deal. It's not that bad. The bumpers feel pretty nice. I'd say the bumpers also feel very different. Every single button here feels very different. Maybe not the... No, the control sticks feel different too. Holy crap, every button feels different. That's shocking. The triggers, they look about the same. They look pretty one-to-one. And they feel pretty similar as well. One of the biggest selling points to me were these additional bumpers. And they feel, I was a little worried it would feel weird having those buttons there, or like, not even just having them there, because it's kind of like, whatever, like you normally don't even put your fingers there, but honestly, it feels pretty natural. Having those 2 extra bumpers there feels pretty natural, and that's kind of shocking. Ooh, I'm falling in love with this controller already. Okay, let's see what we got here. USB-C cable. We got the, if I can pull it out, we got the little dongle for the controller. And then we got the other, that's gonna be a little tough to get out. So let's check this out real quick. And yeah, just toss that off to the side. Okay. I know these are like face things for that little thing in there that you can like etch your own thing into it. I need to see how you take this off, because it is very unnerving. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna break it. Okay, I will figure that out. In the meantime, throw that off to the side. Let's see, what do we got here? Chinese manual, Apex 5, Vader Pro, Direwolf 3, Dune Fox. I've actually never heard of that one. Toss it. All right. This controller came straight from China, so I'm kind of thinking that there are no English instructions, if I'm being honest with you. Oh no. No. Yeah, look at that. Okay. Pry up the D-pad from the up direction to remove it. Okay. From the up direction to remove it. Oh, that does not feel good. From the up direction to remove it. I don't like that. Oh, I don't like that. That feels like it's gonna break. But it's straight up saying pry up the D-pad from the up direction to remove it. Oh, I think I feel it coming off. Oh, it's coming off. It's coming off. I'm gonna be honest with you. That felt wildly uncomfortable. Okay. That's the D-pad. It's off. And it looks like it is meant to go in a very specific way. So maybe like that. Yeah, like that. Like that. Hold on. I gotta make sure I'm actually showing it to the camera. So let's put the D-pad off to the side. And then remove the magnetic cover from the gap of the grip and take out the force adjustment paddle from the right side of the controller. From the gap of the grip. Huh? Okay, we're just supposed to... Oh, just like that. Oh, that was super easy. Once you actually know what to do. Ooh. I love those Chinese characters. I just love the way they're going vertical. That looks really nice. And then I know this is the thing that you can take off and replace with your own thing. That's pretty nice. And here's the, what did it say? Force adjustment paddle from the right side of the controller. And this is for, okay, right here, to adjust the tension of the sticks. Interesting. All right, let's slide that in. I'm glad it has like a spot specifically for it. All right, let's slide that in. Let's pop in. Let's pop the the cover back on. Let's pray to God that I didn't actually... Okay, alright. Let's... Off to the side with you. Let's pray to God that I actually didn't break this. Because, man, I'm gonna be real with you. It sure as hell felt like I did. Yep, popped right back in. Still feels normal, pretty nice. Let's see. Will it power up? It will not power up. I might actually just be dead. I got him out. Let's throw on these paddles like this. Yeah, like that. Okay. With the stick going in there. And let's see how that feels. Pretty good. I'm gonna be honest, I like the buttons more. I'm not a total fan of the paddles. And if I'm being double honest, I'll tell you exactly why I'm not a fan of the paddles. Because I actually really do love paddles, like specifically paddles. But I've been kind of burned on them because of the Elite Series 2 controller. Yeah, this paddle tends to not work on all of these controllers. This paddle tends to not, or at least the bottom ones, they don't register that well. The top ones always seem to be pretty perfect, but the bottom ones don't particularly register very well. So I'm very curious if this one will. If the design is a little more solid on the Apex 5s than it is with the Elite Series 2. But the buttons, the back buttons, oh yeah, that feels really, really nice. And, oh yeah, that feels good. That feels a little more natural than the paddles on the Elite Series 2. I guess give me a second to charge this up so that I can show it off properly. Okay, here we go. I imagine that is extremely difficult to see. I have no idea. Hold on, what does that say? Oh, it just wants to connect to something. Got a little light bar on the bottom. And then this cool thing, the Wuchang thing lights up, which looks god-awful on camera, but it looks pretty gosh darn good in person. The light bar as well. It shows up as like red on the ends and then like super like yellowish orange, and then kind of the same thing with Wuchang, but in person both are extremely red. It's just like the middle part is a little more brighter, and that's why it looks a little weird on camera. Honestly, I thought I would kind of dislike this, but it's actually pretty cool. I like it quite a bit. And then the screen itself, I thought that would be extremely difficult to actually read, because on the standard Apex 5, this little triangular section is almost like very like silver mirror-like, which would make you think that like the screen right there would be a lot easier to read there. Not would make you think, like it is a lot easier, or like, you know, one would imagine that it, fuck, what am I saying? It is easier to read the fucking screen on the standard controller, and I was afraid because this is like a deep red that it would be pretty difficult to actually read what's the screen that's on there, which, yeah, I think right there is like the perfect focus point. That's pretty easy to read. That's genuinely shocking me. That is extremely easy to read. So that's pretty much all there is to it in terms of unboxing. I do want to do a showcase of this game. I have one particular game in mind, which will be the first one that we hop into. After that, I'm gonna have to figure it out. I want to do something that works with the, apparently this has those tension triggers that the PlayStation has. I've never experienced that before, so I am extremely interested in how that feels. So yeah, actually, before we head into the game, we're gonna go ahead and check out the space station application that lets you edit whatever the hell that you want to edit on this controller. So let's check that out first. Just want to show that off real quick. A little Wuchang GIF that plays once it's like actually connected to the computer. That's pretty neat. Super hard to actually tell what it is. I assume it is the titular Wuchang herself. I also assume that's her name. It's neat, I guess. I think this is just about the best angle I can get on this controller while still being able to play comfortably. I straight up can't do overhead because I don't have space for an overhead shot and to play games. So anyways, here we are in the Flydigi space station app. I gotta say, I really appreciate that it actually recognizes that I have the special edition controller. The Nintendo Switch also does this. It recognizes that I have the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Special Edition Switch controller, which is one of the greatest controller designs for a special edition ever created. Anyways, let's click into the thing and see what this is about. This is the first time I'm ever seeing this. LM RM. What does M stand for? M1, M3, M2, M4. What does M stand for? Off the top of my head, I can't think of it. So let's go into, I guess that's Chinese for profile. We are going pretty blind on this. Buttons. Click any button on the controller image above to modify its mapping. Okay, so this is the most important thing to me. M1. I need you to be... Actually, I stopped using the paddles because they weren't working properly on the Elite Series 2 controller, and I started defaulting to using the top paddles. Let's actually go into M3, actual paddle, press the button on the controller or keyboard to modify the button mapping. Hold on. It actually works with keyboard inputs? Oh my god! Oh, oh, that's so nice. That's so nice. Okay. I'm curious about that one. Maybe that's something worth testing out. Actually, in the meantime, I want it to be B. I think B is what I want. I know B is like dodging in Souls games, and I've usually remap dodging to the paddle, and I think B is what I want it to be for the first game I'm going to test out. But I know for Profile 2, I definitely want it to be... You see, I said the word definitely, and I'm not actually sure, but I think I want it to be Y. So let's do that. And let's do, for both of these, let's change RM to just be right trigger. Because that is something that is worth testing out, that I wanted to test out. And I think that's it. Oh shit, this thing has gyro. See, I've watched a bunch of videos on this, and it has literally so many features that I've basically forgotten all of them. I can only remember literally the most important thing to me, which are these extra buttons, and then these paddles / buttons, and then profile switching. That is also extremely important to me. And then, like, obviously the tension. Right click to modify other trigger parameters. So right click takes me there. Trigger mode, racing, recoil, sniper, trigger lock. That one I'm interested in. Let's see. Does it activate right away? Oh, it does. It says damping starting position. I've heard that you can just like press your way through it, but here we go. That's it. That's where it stops. And I guess let me turn it off. Or actually, what? Let's say it was on 80. If I go back to general, That's it going all the way, very smoothly. Put it back to trigger lock. As you can tell, as you can see, it does not travel all the way. And it feels solid. Every single review that I saw made it sound like you could easily get past it. So let's force our way past it. Oh yeah, I can. Yeah, you can definitely. It takes force. It definitely takes force. Every single review I freaking saw made it sound like it is the easiest thing to get past. But you have to apply a decent amount of force to get past it. Okay, let's increase the dampening position. Let's see. Let's go 200. What happens at 200? Oh. Literally nothing. Hold on. Is it the opposite way? 20? Oh, yeah, it is the opposite way. That's as far as it's going. Before it starts trigger locking. That is so interesting. Okay, hold on. So I want to do a profile 3 then. Profile 3. Trigger lock. I think that feels pretty good, but I also want to put it as what I had before, as the other ones. Let's just do a standard B, and then you know what? I'm gonna say F it and do the top buttons as well. I don't need to show the back of the controller anymore. Let's do the top buttons as well. Oops, right there. Just to get a feel, because it's worth definitely checking out those buttons, see how those feel on the fly or like in game as well. Man, that's pretty crazy. Let's see, what is racing? Damp starting position, damp strength. I might not be able to tell without actually playing these other profiles. Like, it doesn't make sense for me to be able to tell. Like, racing, recoil, sniper, vibration? I don't know what that means. I think all of that requires me to play an applicable game. But trigger lock, I could tell right away. Oop, I've been doing left trigger the entire time. Hold on. Okay, racing. Huh. Yeah, it is changing. Ooh. Ooh. That is interesting. This one, you're meant to actually go through it. But it is as if like you're feeling like an actual recoil. Is kind of weird. Sniper. Oh, that feels weird too. I genuinely can't even explain it. Vibration, I don't feel anything. I don't get that one. But sniper and recoil, it feels weird. I genuinely cannot explain. It feels like you're going through like steps. That's interesting. That's really weird. Gyro. I don't even know what this means. Oh, this is interesting. Let's see. Adaptive trigger. In standard mode, adaptive trigger works with the default controller layout. In DualSense mode, the controller emulates a DualSense layout for native PlayStation adaptive feedback. Fast swap. The controller can carry 4 onboard configurations, which is very nice. The Elite Series 2 is only 3. The controller can carry 4 onboard configurations. You can quickly switch to the first, second, third, fourth onboard configuration by pressing FN, which I believe is this button, right? It doesn't show up. It has a symbol on it. Hold on. It has a symbol on it, and that might be extremely difficult to see, but it is in focus. It has a symbol on it. So FN plus one of the face buttons to use the function. Please open fast swap in the settings. Okay, space station settings, controller settings, fast swap config. Yes, and it does show that the right side was the FN button. That's on. Enable fast swap, then press FN whatever to quickly switch between config 1, 2, 3, 4. But which one is 1, 2, 3, 4? Joystick deep bounce, automatic calibration, rebounce algorithm, accuracy. Center sensitivity. Joystick center sensitivity is controlled by the joystick's linear offset ratio. See, this is awesome. Good. I'm glad there's a billion features here. I only really care about my own features, the features that matter to me. But awesome that there's so many features that will probably work for 1,000 different people. Turbo function. Turbo. Set turbo. Press turbo and the target button simultaneously to set it as a turbo key. Press turbo and the turbo key simultaneously to clear the turbo function. Supported buttons A, B, X, Y, blah, 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 blah. Macro key mapping, record, and then clear. That's super cool. That's awesome. Audio switch. I don't know what that means. And it doesn't say. And there's no audio jack on this controller. I don't see much of anything. I think that might be like a phone mount positioning thing. I honestly don't know. I honestly don't care. Audio switching. It just doesn't say anything. It just doesn't say anything. All right, well, I think that's it. I think that's it for Space Station. I think we can move on to our first game. Psych, just kidding. Obviously, I should show off the actual hot swapping or profile switching. FN A is profile 1. FN B is profile 2. FN X is profile 3. And FN Y is profile 4. I feel like that makes sense. A, B, X, Y. Yeah, that works. I like it. It is, I'm gonna be real with you. I do kind of wish the FN button was on the left side, because that feels more natural than reaching over to the right side to press FN. That would be my main criticism about this. But at the same time, I don't profile switch on the fly like that. Like, I'm never in a situation where I'm like in the middle of a game where I'm like, okay, I need to profile switch at this exact moment. So, not a big deal, I guess, but it would still make sense for the FN key to be on the left side. Double psych, let's test out light and vibration. All right, light, let's do dynamic glow. Oh, brightness 100, cycle time. Is that really fast or really slow? I think that's really slow. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's really... Oh, look at that. Look at that Wuchang. Hold on. Look at that Wuchang. That's so cool. All right, let's put the cycle time to... I don't know, 50, I guess. Is that too slow? I'm thinking that's too slow. I think default was 18. I guess let's just do 18. Vibration light effect. There will be special light effect when the grip vibrates. I guess, I don't know. Let's test out brightness. That's pretty comfortable, honestly. And then it gets brightness 100. I don't know. That also doesn't even seem like crazy bright. Maybe it'll seem brighter if I had the lights like completely off.
but both like super low brightness. Feels, honestly, it looks pretty good. And then so does like super maxed out brightness. Looks pretty good too. Vibration. Here we go. At 50% vibration intensity, the effect can simulate Xbox vibration. Vibration test. Yeah. Yeah, let me place it on the table. Maybe you'll probably hear it at that point. Look at it go. Okay, that was 50% vibration. Let's just go ahead and crank it all the way to 100. Let me center this and then see what happens. What the fuck? Oh my god. Holy shit. Look at that thing go. Holy crap! Oh my god! That is so intense in the hands. Oh my god! Let me go back to 50. Let me go back to 50. There we go. God, even 50 is super strong. And it says it simulates an Xbox vibration at 50. I mean, like, I guess. Oh, 100. Holy crap, the controller is like on crack. Oh my god, that is so crazy. All right, that was fun. Now let's actually get into a game. Haha, lol, triple psych. We're actually also gonna do screen settings. Hey, you know what? You should be happy that as I'm getting further into this video, I'm getting less and less lazy about what I want to show off. So this is pretty cool. Let's click upload, and then you can't see it, but I'm choosing a specific one, an image, not a GIF. But here we go. That's the channel logo. Apply to controller. Oh god damn it! Also, after I decided to stop being lazy and plug in the goddamn dongle. Okay, all right, here we go. Easy fix. I hope it's an easy fix. Okay, yes. All right, bam. Get back into the screen. Upload. Upload. Yeah, there we go. And apply to controller. All right, cool. Well, that just happened again. That is a big flaw with this, is that whenever you update your screen setting, like with like a new GIF or an image or whatever, it just decides to completely fuck with your USBs. I am recording this on a different day, because it genuinely just decided to just completely make my USB ports just completely stop working. I had to go into the device manager and disable it and then re-enable it, and that made it work. Fortunately this time it didn't do it to that degree, and it just like messed up for a little bit and then started working again. But anyways, here it is. There's the Mostly Positive logo. Very cool. Hold on, I think I need to cover up the light. Very cool. That's super cool. That is so awesome that I get to have that on there. I will say, can't see the colors whatsoever. I don't know if that would be the case with the regular controller as well, with just like the standard little display there not being red and whatnot. But nonetheless, very, very cool. I like that a lot. I was also messing with controller. Let's see, hold on, gotta make sure it's in frame. The onboard controller settings. So there it is, right there. It's pretty neat. I was right, it was in fact in Chinese, but surprisingly easy to navigate. It was not difficult whatsoever to just figure out based on like icons and whatever, to just get into settings. And then once I was in settings, and I guess I'll just show that off real quick. Let's see, button mapping, config switch. Okay, settings. From settings, it was very easy. Like I just picked the first one, realized, okay, that's obviously brightness. Go to the next one. Okay, obviously that's vibration. Go to the next one, and then I saw just that it said English. So I was like, oh, okay, easy. Bam, right there. And then it just very nice and simple. Hopefully I kept that enough in frame for that entire explanation. So it was very nice and simple. As for the dongle connection, that was a little more complicated. It showed that it was disconnected here in Space Station. So it was like, okay, well, how do you need help with this? So I was like, yeah, I need help with this. And then it explained on screen, like, hey, this is how you can actually, maybe if I just disconnect, no, if I disconnect it, yeah, connect tip. Yeah, see, because I have it already properly connected to the dongle, I can't really see that screen, but it showed a connect tip, and then it showed just a number of options you could choose, and I chose one of them. And then I think the best part about it was that it showed like, hey, would you like a video version explanation of this? So I clicked that. It took me to Bilibili, which is like Chinese YouTube. And even though the video was in Chinese, it was still extremely easy to follow. So all it was is that you want to have your dongle not connected before you decide to choose the setting within the controller to, if you want it to be connected through the dongle. So again, all of this shockingly easy. Before getting into the next game, what I want to do is not do dynamic glow. I think maybe steady. Yeah. And then we can choose a color, and then I'll go ahead and set that up before getting into the next game. But that way, when I profile switch, you'll be you'll easily be able to tell, like, oh, okay. Not only am I gonna say like, okay, I'm profile switching, but you'll be able to tell just by the color of the lights that I am in fact on a different profile. So now I think that's it. Let's get into our first game. All right, here we are in Monster Hunter Wilds. Let's start with a sneak attack. All right, this is the most important game for me that I like desperately felt like I needed a controller. I have 500 hours into this game, and a lot of that has been spent with a wacky, tobacco, broken ass controller. So right off the bat, feeling pretty solid. Yeah, there we go. The insect glaive in particular is a weapon that just absolutely let's see, I think it's bumper. Yeah, bumper, yeah, okay. The insect glaive in particular is a weapon that extremely benefits from having paddles. Let's see, top left paddle lets me easily launch the Kinsect to get my essences. That way I don't have to take my finger off of, or my thumb off of the whatchamacallit, the thumbstick, so I can aim a lot easier now. I still gotta get one more essence. We're gonna go ahead and just do this one hunt with multiple weapons, and you're gonna get the worst gameplay possible because I have to fucking I have to get used to this controller, and it's like I'm completely blanking on I'm completely blanking on how to play. Yeah, all right, do that. And then top right paddle is I'm completely forgetting. I think it's B, which is allowing me to charge up the
the insect glaive really easily. Once again, the important part to me about paddles is that I'm able to hit face buttons with the paddles without taking my thumb off of the stick. That allows me to just significantly like either like aim or like just navigate like a world a lot easier. And like I said, the insect glaive in particular is a weapon that greatly benefits being able to hit multiple buttons at the same time. Okay, so I'm starting to get a handle on this. Alright, I still need that white essence. But it's feeling pretty good so far. I will say the mechanical buttons, the mechanical face buttons, it feels weird. It feels really weird, but like not bad weird, just like it's gonna take a little bit getting used to. I'm so used to just regular standard buttons. Like I said, I've never used mechanical face buttons, so I'm just not used to this feeling. And I still need the white essence. Come on. Oh, okay. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. No, what am I doing? Dodge. Okay. And chuck it. Give me the white essence. Stop freaking hitting me. No, I don't want to Legiacrus now. Well, maybe it'll distract it and I can get my stupid essence. I think I got my essence from the Legiacrus. Alright. Oh, I mounted it again. Alright. Cool. Now I know that I'm using paddles to do this, and then bumper to do that. Bam! Alright, there we go. There we go. I'm starting to get it into a groove. I'm starting to get into a groove. And unleash. Yes. Yes. No, get away from me. No! Alright, let me get that wound. Let me get that wound. Let me get that wound. Bam. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Do midair charge and bring it down on him. Let's see. It would greatly benefit me to cut that freaking tail off. I think I'm gonna try to get the tail off with the insect glaive, and then maybe switch over to a different weapon. But I'm actually kind of afraid that by the time I get that done, it's going to be pretty close to death. Alright, I don't know where you're heading actually. Oh, to there. Okay, there's not. Doesn't make sense for me to fast travel. But let's see. Sticks. I might want to... Oh, actually, let's do that. I might want to increase the tension just a little bit. They feel a little too... like, not very resistant as they are now. So that would be the benefit of being able to increase that stick tension. So... I'll definitely check that out later. Or, like, I'll change it in between games. Alright, well, died again. Alright, folks, remember, you're not here for excellent gameplay. You're here just to know if the controller works. Alright, come on, Sacred. Pick me up, Mega Potion. And I gotta get my essences again. Oh, that was my chance. Squandered. Oh, okay. And launch. Oh, no, I do have it. It didn't look like I got it. Never mind. All right, cool, cool, cool. Please don't die again. Go for an ancient potion. I promise you I'm not... I promise you I'm not that bad at this game. Good, but commentating and then trying to figure out a new controller, it's a different experience, alright?
I need a orange essence. I thought there was a wound. I guess not. Ugh, okay. Alright. Up on D-pad to get onto the sacred. Let's go ahead and sharpen.
Make sure to grab anything a monster leaves behind.
There we go. God, I slowed down so much just by using an item. Go ahead and run. Stick clicks feel pretty solid. The D-pad, I don't know how to feel about it. You can't no. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about it. They don't feel as solid as a regular D-pad. But well, rather I guess I should say it's just like the face buttons where it's just a different feel. Okay. Bring it down. Oh wow, my sacred actually picked me up. I wasn't expecting that. Alright. And there's the orange. Oh, I said I wanted to get the stupid tail. I think I'm gonna have to switch weapons real quick. Because I'm afraid I'm afraid by the time I get that tail, yeah, the monster's probably gonna be closer to death, and I won't get a real opportunity to properly try out other weapons. So let me get this wound strike, and then I'll go ahead and switch to a different weapon. Alright, bam, and bam! Oh, but okay, no, it didn't get knocked over. Right, 8-star Mizu. Alright, let's back on the sacred and psych off the sacred and Farcaster. Yeah, there's a lot of menu navigation with the D-pad, and it is throwing me off. And right now I just pressed start. That also feels weird because the start the back and start buttons are typically right here on the Xbox, on a standard Xbox controller, but they are shifted way up, and that's also gonna take some time getting used to. I'm not a particular fan of that, but like I get why they did it in order to have that screen. Oh, and another thing, the Flydigi little logo thing right there. First of all, super cool logo. I like it a lot. I like the Xbox logo as well, but this is pretty good. This is really good. I use this all the time. I have a triple monitor setup, so I know a lot of people use Alt Tab. I don't use Alt Tab ever. I just use the quote unquote Xbox button, and then I just navigate to a different screen that way. It pulls the focus away from the game and allows me to just move my mouse onto a different screen. So like that's just way faster to me than alt tabbing. I'm very happy that it pulls up the Xbox game bar, because that's half of the reason that I use the Xbox game bar. The other half is that I use it as a very fast way to pull up the audio mixer. So like I just bam, hit the Xbox button, audio mixer is pulled up within game bar, and then I adjust audio on the fly like that. So I'm very glad that it does activate the game bar properly, just like on a standard Xbox controller. And then yeah, menu navigation with the D-pad, it just feels different. It doesn't feel bad. So let's go Charge Blade, Great Sword. I use the same armor set, same decoration set with the Charge Blade and the Great Sword, but once I switch to the Great Sword, I do need to actually profile switch, because for both of these weapons I also use the paddles quite often. And bam. All right. I haven't really been using the paddles, or I'm sorry, the paddle, not the button, so like the bottom paddles. So for the Charge Blade, I'm gonna go ahead and try to use it a little more. There's a specific game that I'm wanting to try out, or that I want to try out, that I will try out. I just
wasn't sure what game in the series I wanted to do, but I know 100% which one I'm going to choose. So that one will be a better use of the bottom paddles for me, because I played through that entire series. Well, like I replayed the entire series when I had the Elite Series 2 controller, and I absolutely used a paddle for a very specific use for that. So, alright, let's get back on the Sacred. Oh! Come on. Alright. Bottom paddle feels pretty good. The top buttons, the top back buttons, they do feel a little weird to me. I'm just not used to them being buttons. And they kind of sit differently than they would like an actual, like if they were actually paddles. But it's not, again, just like the D-pad situation, just like the face button situation, it's not that it feels bad, it's just I'm super unfamiliar with it. Oh, there we go. Alright, cool. And how am I doing this? Okay, good. And there we go. Again, I had to get used to actually remembering the controls and then recognizing to actually use the paddles with it. Okay, so this thing is about to die. I don't want the quest to end just yet, so we're gonna go for the Lollabarina real quick. Fight it with the charge blade a little bit, and then switch over to the greatsword and probably finish off the Mizutsune with the greatsword. I just want a little more time with the charge blade. I'm using top back button. I don't want to do that. It's just what I've been using for so long on the Elite Series 2, because the bottom paddles just wasn't working properly. So I'm definitely using bottom paddle now, and it feels good. It's just before on the Elite Series 2, it just wasn't responsive. It wasn't properly hitting that button. But it is here, and honestly, it's more a question of like time. Is this controller going to break on me within 6 months? Is there like an aspect of this controller that's going to break on me within 6 months? That's what I really want to know. But I mean, obviously I'm not going to find that out until 6 months later, a year later. It's like, these controllers are so unbelievable. No, yeah, they're unbelievably expensive. I would say they're worth it. I'm willing to pay that like nearly $200 price tag for all the features that like these types of controllers give. It's just when they break so easily, and I say I'm specifically just talking about Xbox. When those Xbox controllers break so easily, that's when I get extremely pissed. So let's go ahead and fight the Lollabarina some more. I just remembered that there's actually one more weapon that I want to try, so I actually will fight the Lollabarina with the greatsword, and then with the final weapon, kill Mizu with that one. But so far, pretty freaking solid. I'm liking it. It's doing exactly what I need it to do. This was the primary reason that I wanted it. These back paddles / buttons. And they're working like a dream. Control sticks feel great. Like I said, face buttons, D-pad feel a little different. It's just a matter of getting used to it. Top back buttons feel a little different. It's a matter of getting used to it. Also, I'm kind of playing at like a slight angle to show it better on camera. So that's definitely not helping.
All right, let's go ahead and switch to the great sword, and that'll give me a chance to actually show off the profile switching. So there's the great sword, profile switching. As you can see, the color is now blue, indicating that I am on profile 2. Not changing it right now. Not a fan. Was not a fan of how far I had to reach for the function button. Let's see. And I think I did something wrong because it does not feel like I have the right button on the on this profile, and I didn't mean to switch. Let's see. What did I do? Why is it not? Hold on. All right. Let's pause for a moment. Okay, we should be good now. I did have the wrong buttons mapped, so hop off. Oh, I missed. Okay, come on, Sacred. I want to get this right. And hop off. Oh no! Stupid freaking paralytic spores things, whatever the thing shoots out. All right, attempt number 3. Motherfucker! I got it. I got it. All right. Cool. Let's come on. Bam. And bam. Hell yeah. All right. And there we go. Now I'm using the paddles. Yeah. All right. Pretty good. I like the way it felt on the charge blade. I like the way it felt on the insect glaive, and it's feeling solid for the greatsword. Ooh, that was close. Oh, what the hell hit me? What the hell hit me? And it launched me back so far. Oh, I wish I had the Rocksteady mantle. Alright, charge. Oh, excellent. Bam! Did I get it? Oh, I killed it. That's why that's why it didn't give me any numbers. Alright, well, that's cool. Charge blade feels pretty solid. Let's go to camp to switch out my set one more time for the final weapon. Alright, now I don't use the heavy bowgun too much in this game, so gameplay might be even worse than the last two. Okay, hold on. I was supposed to profile switch, so function, bam. Now you know I'm on profile 3 because of the green color. Alright, let's see. Ooh, okay. Alright, so the important thing that's on this profile is the whatchamacallit, the quote-unquote trigger locks. And I gotta say, it feels pretty solid. It feels pretty solid. I'm happy with this. This was also an extremely important thing to me. Cause I really like using the heavy bowgun. More so in Rise. I'm not a big fan of it in Wilds so far. Motherfucker. I'm not that big of a fan of it in Wilds so far. But you know, I still like to use it every now and then. But not having the those little hair triggers was very upsetting to me, and that's the reason why that's a big reason like that I was okay with it, was because of these buttons, the extra shoulder button. So actually, let's test that out. That also feels pretty solid. And reload. Ooh. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. Get me out of that. Get me out of that. Get me out of that. Okay. Reload. Nope, I'm not reloading. Properly reload this time. Okay, and I'm using the oh shit. The right second bumper, sorry. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. It just works and it feels nice. Oh, I like this so much. I don't know if I can properly show it off. I think that's about as good as it's gonna get. Okay, bam, 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 bam. Yeah, this feels good. This feels good. Oh, I'm so happy with it. Okay, I'm back to trigger. And again, you can map those extra shoulder buttons to whatever it is that you want. For the heavy bow gun specifically, I wanted to test out the making it a trigger button so that I can shoot with it, and it feels good. I'm happy with it. All right, let's not die.
I'll save this for later then.
All right, cool. Ow, fuck. Oh, I think I'm dead. Oh, that was close. Let's go max potion. Roll in the water. I'd rather not get hit by a bubble. That almost killed me. Jump off, slap it a little bit. I'm going to die. I'm actually going to fill this hunt. Cat, thank you. Okay. Let's not. Whatever you're thinking about doing, let's not do that. Okay. Cool. Reload. Dodge. I don't know how to properly wound strike, which is why I'm not doing it. Alright. It's not B, is it? Oh, hold on. Okay, there we go. There's Wyvern Heart. Like I said, I don't use heavy bowgun very often in this game. Bam, there we go. Awesome. I know I can just capture it, but I want to use the weapon as much as possible. Oh, this is good. This is good. Switching back to the extra bumper button. Oh god, I cannot explain to you how happy I am with this. I'm so glad it works properly. Alright, let's chase this thing down and finish it off. Alright, it's going to sleep. Put down my mega barrel bombs, which I was just cycling through it. I don't think you could probably see it because the camera's in the way. Alright, so let's switch to Wyvern ammo. I hope this kills. Alright, go for it. Bam! Did not kill. Did not kill. That killed. There we go. Alright. Yeah, I'm happy with this. This is good. This was the main test. This is what I needed it to work for. This is what I wanted it to work for.
This thing's a trophy.
Monster Hunter is the main game I play. It's my default game. It's my go-to game. Wilds is my favorite game in the series. This was the main reason why I bought this controller. And let me say, I am extremely happy. Profile switching, like I said, I don't ever really need to do it like in an emergency, like on the fly in an emergency. I never use it. I never need it like that. So as it is, I'm not happy with the function button being so far and having to reach really far to hit it. But aside from that, it is very easy, and it is nice. It's really nice having that fourth profile button as well. That way I'm not going into the space station app and having to switch out onboard profiles super often, which I felt like I really did do that a lot with the Elite Series 2 controller. Having that fourth profile, or the ability to have a fourth profile, is definitely going to do a lot for me. So that's it for Monster Hunter. Let's go ahead and test out another game. Cemetery of Ash. That's right. We're playing Dark Souls 3. I'm going to pray to God I don't screw this up. Okay, so I already forgot how to play. Also, this is insanely loud. I need to turn that down. There we go. Everything looks good in OBS. Okay. Oh man, I have not played Dark Souls 3 in ages. Okay. The Souls games. Ooh, 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 ooh. Haha. Okay. Souls games. I think this is the first game, the first series that I really utilized the back paddles for. So, in particular, this back paddle is binded to B. I can dodge, backstep, and run, all without having to take my thumb off the camera. And that is an extremely it's such it's a feature. It's an invaluable feature. I cannot stress enough what a game changer it is to be able to do that for Dark Souls. So let's make our way. Now I really just wanted to show off the Wuchang Gundyr fight, but I felt like it was probably a good idea to just show the process all the way through to getting there and whatnot, and failing to relearn controls. So okay, block, attack, heavy attack, parry. I'll never use that. Okay. Oh, damn it. I'm already screwing up. Okay. Ooh! Die, MFA. Cool. There's another guy. Two guys right here. Take care of you. Take care of you. Alright. Normally, whenever I play Dark Souls games, or any Souls title, I always go, what's the... like the class where you get like literally nothing. You have like the most baseline stats. I think you start at the lowest possible level. That's how I like to start my Souls games. At least on first playthroughs. Definitely on first playthroughs. Okay. Mr. Wuchang Gundyr. God, this game looks so gorgeous. It's been so long since I've played this. I love Souls. I love Souls games so much. Alright. Let's do this. I know he's not... he's not like a super difficult boss, but given that I've just generally not played like an actual Souls game, like straight up Dark Souls in years, and I've also haven't even played Elden Ring in years, I think this is gonna go terribly. So let's do this. Okay. I don't know if I'm actually doing... Yes, I am. Okay. And honestly, might be okay. Because I chose Knight. I'm doing a fuck ton of damage. Although he is going to transform like halfway through, isn't he? Ow. Ooh! Okay, let me get my stamina back. Paddle feels fantastic. Let me just say that. It's doing exactly what I need to. It's responsive. It's just bringing me back to... It's just bringing some good old memories of Dark Souls. Play with the Elite Series 2 controller. Alright, I'm down to my last Estus. That's not good. I'm surprised that didn't friggin' hit me. Woo! I gotta get my stamina back. Ow. Okay, this is actually not bad. I'm not this isn't bad. Use my last Estus. The Ashen doesn't do me any good since that's just magic. And I do not have magic right now. Dodge. Oh yeah, we got this. No biggie. Hell yeah. I almost feel really bad that that was extremely short. I was not expecting to do that good of a job. And I mean, like, if I were being honest, I didn't even do that great of a job. I just simply didn't die. I was expecting to do that fight multiple times. We could do the samurai guy. The samurai guy, I recall, is pretty tough. I would say tougher than Wuchang Gunter. So let's do that. I'll probably die a bunch just to him. Bam. God, this game is so beautiful. Alright, Firelink Shrine. Let's throw the coil sword in here. Bonfire lit. Alright, rested bonfire. And I guess I level up through the Firekeeper. Okay, level up. We're just gonna throw it all into HP, might as well. Or stamina? I might want stamina actually. I'll go stamina. Alright, cool. Thank you. Alright, how do I get out from up here? Yeah. Cool. Make our way to Senor Samurai. Oh, this feels so good. This feels so good. Okay. Alright, here we go. I'm not just gonna knock him off, am I? No. Okay. No, wrong Estus, wrong Estus. Oh. Cool that throwing the game on an SSD does not, in fact, make this faster. That was really annoying, but okay, whatever. Let's go for round 2. Alright, grab my souls that are extremely unnecessary because I'm not gonna play this game after this. Oh! Okay, alright, guy. Fuck! I told you, this guy's harder than fucking Wuchang Gunter. I don't want to go too far because I know there are enemies back there. Jesus Christ. Alright. Do your stupid thing. Bam. There we go. Okay. I think if I get that initial stagger, I get at least one more hit in. He's fucking me up, dude. Leap. Get those attacks in. And he's stuck. And he fell. Alright. That was pretty good. I like that. I wonder if he... Yeah. Yeah, I had a feeling. Alright, well... Fuck, I feel bad that was so short. But there's not really anything that's super difficult that I can get to right away. So I guess I'm gonna call it there for Dark Souls. Let's move on to our next game, I guess.
Mind your step out there. This place don't suffer fools. And neither do I.
All right, here we are with Call of Duty Black Ops 7. I just tried it. It didn't really work. Within the Space Station app, you can
some games have a specific like dual shock mode that you can click into, and it'll make the game think, well, okay, so you have to choose dual shock mode, and then you have to launch it through the Flydigi space station app, and at that point the game will then think that the controller is just straight up a, I'm sorry, I kept saying dual shock, dual sense. Once you launch it through the space station app, the game will then think that the controller you're using is just straight up a dual sense controller. So at that point, if the game has actual like full dual sense compatibility, it'll give it to you because it thinks you're using a dual sense. So the issue here is that I started off by using an LMG, and for whatever reason, sometimes it was acting as if the Bluetooth connection was like off. So like when I was holding the trigger and then I let go, the game was acting as if the Bluetooth was like, the connection was spotty, and like as if I was still holding the trigger when I absolutely wasn't. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a try again. I will let you see what happens. So yeah, let's go for it. Okay. All right. Like I said, technically, like, yeah, I just tried the adaptive triggers within that within that time with the LMG. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not feeling it. I'm not vibing with it. Like I feel it. I can definitely feel it. There's
Especially after I stripped you of so much resolve.
it has resistance when I'm pulling the trigger, and that's neat, but I don't really care for it, if I'm being honest with you. And that's not the fault of the controller at all. That has literally nothing. That's just a DualSense feature. So like, if I don't like it here on the Apex 5, then I just won't like it on the DualSense either. So it has nothing to do with the Apex 5. What I will do is, let's see. This is a shotgun. You know what? I am curious if different guns have different feels to it. So I need points first. Also, I don't play first-person shooters. I don't even play third-person shooters with a controller. So this does feel extremely weird. I haven't played an FPS I haven't played a shooter with a controller since I moved to PC. First of all, I love Black Ops Zombies. I only stick with the Black Ops series, and I primarily buy the games for zombies specifically. Black Ops 6, I didn't even play the campaign, and I didn't play multiplayer. For a couple reasons, but my time with Black Ops 6 was almost entirely zombies. And that is seemingly going to be the case with Black Ops 7 as well. I'm gonna be real with you. It doesn't feel as bad as I thought it would. I thought I would have a terrible time with it, because like I've tried playing you know, after I got used to mouse and keyboard, after I got proficient with mouse and keyboard, I've tried going back and playing some games, some shooters with a controller, and they feel god awful. But I'm gonna be real with you. I'm kind of shocked at how decent this feels. Let me open this up. Let's see. Buy. Is this the... No, this is Raiden. Okay, that's the submachine gun. I'm gonna say F it. Let's go ahead and buy it. You know what? The LMG did have a different feel to it, so I think every gun will have a different feel to it. Yeah, it sure does. Yeah, I think a big reason why it doesn't feel particularly bad is because of the what's it called? That one controller feature that kind of just like auto aims for you. I forget what it's called. But if I'm being honest with you, it didn't feel bad with the it didn't feel bad with the pistol. Kind of doesn't feel great with the submachine gun. So let me switch back. Oh, it's so hard to control the submachine gun with a controller. Oh, it's so much easier with mouse and keyboard. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Also, the reason I'm on Call of Duty was primarily to test out the DualSense adaptive trigger. Ah, see there, it was doing it. I let go of the trigger, and for whatever reason, yeah. See?
If I'd wanted to get my hands dirty, I would have become a mechanic.
Ah, it's not doing it, but it was doing it for a second. All right, whatever. I mean, it wasn't happening on Monster Hunter, so like, why would it be happening here? And I have to wonder if the fact that it's emulating a DualSense controller has anything to do with that. If there's just like something going on there that's like tripping up the connection between the controller and the PC. But hard to say. Because like I said, I mean, on Monster Hunter it was working flawlessly. It was wireless. Or, well, it was connected through the dongle. Which I would assume would be a better connection than if it were connected just directly to the computer through Bluetooth itself. So, not a fan of the way the adaptive triggers feel with the whatchamacallit, the submachine gun. Ooh. Okay, that one's interesting. Okay, so I pull the trigger on for the shotgun, but like I feel like aftershocks on the left trigger. I do kind of like that. That's interesting. Just like that added effect. I don't like the trigger pull itself, but I do like the aftershock feel on the left trigger. So I'll give that dual. I'll give it to the shotgun on that one. Let's see. What is this? Is this a? I think. See. Hands off. It was screwing up on its own. Yeah. I mean, see, if I plug it in, it'll then start to think that it's a standard Xbox controller, but that wouldn't help test out if the problem is like the connection or if the problem is the fact that it's emulating DualSense. Let's see. Okay, so for this one, I think this is classified as a whatchamacallit, a marksman rifle. I'm not sure if this is actually a. Oh no, maybe this is an LMG. I don't fucking know, dude. Honestly.
That tickled something deep in my frontal lobe.
Come on.
The yeah, I definitively I don't like it. I'm not a fan of the adaptive triggers. I will try one more game with the adaptive triggers, and if I'm not sold on that, then I don't think I'll be sold like at all. But I do want to know what it feels like. I do want to know if the feeling changes at all if I pack a punch a weapon, and hopefully I can do it without dying. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, go. God, aiming feels okay. Yep, aiming feels fucking god awful on controller. Shoot the fucking thing. Did I get it? I did get it. Okay, cool. Oh, this feels so bad. Again, not of any fault of Flydigi. This is just... I hate playing shooters with controller. And I can't even make this jump, dude. What the fuck? Come on. There we go. Turn on the power. We're gonna go ahead and use we're gonna go ahead and upgrade the pistol. Come on.
Finally, a weapon worthy of my blessed hand.
Does it feel different? I don't think it does. Alright. I can say Rumble in general feels pretty excellent. It's just adaptive triggers that I'm not a fan of. Which, I mean, it is what it is. I did a deep dive on the PSVR 2 on PC, and adaptive triggers aren't natively supported on PC. There is a workaround to get adaptive triggers, but as it is of a god damn it, as it is at the time of this video, there is no adaptive trigger support for the PSVR 2 on PC. So I never got a chance to actually try adaptive triggers on the PSVR 2, despite the feature, despite those controllers actually having it. And I never bothered with trying to do that workaround. But in the comments of that video, I saw people saying, or I think there's just one comment in particular that was like, adaptive triggers are just kind of like hit or miss per person. It's like half the people like it and half the people just turn it off when they can. So that's pretty interesting. Because, like, to me, it's like... the idea is that it's simulating a pull of a trigger. It doesn't really feel that way to me. It just feels like you're getting resistance. And not particularly great resistance. So... I think I'm gonna do one last game. I'm not entirely sure which game I want to do, so I might do both, but only show off one of them. Because I get the feeling one of them isn't really gonna show me what I want to be shown, but the other definitely should. I just don't know if it has DualSense capabilities. Because on the Space Station app, it shows you what games are compatible. And if I'm being honest with you, I don't even think that game showed up on there. So I think we can call it there for Call of Duty. I'm not a fan of adaptive triggers so far. But I mean, I got to experience Rumble, like, you know, a little more like in-depth Rumble through the adaptive triggers, and that's pretty neat with the shotgun. That was pretty cool. Let's go for it one more time. Yeah, that's pretty tight. The shotgun specifically is really cool. I like that a lot. Everything else, not a fan. All right. We'll call it there. Next game. All right, here we are in New York as Spider-Man in Marvel Spider-Man. Let's see how this feels. Man, if you're a fan of adaptive triggers, yeah, I don't think you want to hear what I have to say. It's just resistance. That's all you're getting. Yeah, I don't know. It's not even... I don't like it. I don't like it. I straight up don't like it. All right, we'll try the other game. Psych, no next game. Technically, I wanted to try out Horizon Zero Dawn to check out the bow tension on the triggers, but the Space Station app says DualSense mode is only available on the remastered version of the game, and I am in no mood to spend $6 dues to upgrade. So, we're moving on to final thoughts. Enjoy some Final Fantasy XVI gameplay with the Apex 5. Also, final thoughts are gonna be pretty long, and I didn't record enough gameplay with the controller cam, so sorry. Just know that I used the Apex 5 the entire time. Alright, here we go. I went ahead and tested a number of games beyond what was shown in the main video. If you're watching the clips version of the final thoughts and want to see more, then check out the full video. I'll leave it linked in the comments. What do I think of the Flydigi Apex 5? Well, let's start off with the fact that I specifically purchased the Wuchang Fallen Feather Special Edition controller because the standard version only comes in white. The special edition looks phenomenal. It has a beautiful shade of red front and center. The Chinese characters running down the controller look pretty tight. I wish the accented buttons were a deeper shade of red, along with making the clear triggers the same color, but they still look pretty solid nonetheless. The textured grip isn't as intense as it is on the Xbox Elite Series 2 controller, which is a downside for me personally, but I'm glad they opted to include it. The bottom back paddles feel fantastic. The top back buttons are taking me a little bit of time to get used to. I love how responsive they are, but wish they were protruding out of the controller a bit more so that they were easier to press. Compared to the Elite controller, as long as the paddles don't fail like they do on the Elite, it's a point for Flydigi. Same with the bumpers and triggers, which after going through 3 Elite controllers, I'm convinced they are designed to break within the first 6 months of owning it. Speaking of shoulders, the Apex 5 features 2 additional shoulder buttons positioned right next to the triggers. I absolutely love them. Along with back buttons, it feels like a natural evolution to controllers, and I feel like it's something I'm gonna want in any daily driver going forward. The mechanical buttons are a very interesting feature, also something I need to get used to. I like it a lot, but do wish they had a little more intense click to it. At the very least, mechanical buttons do last significantly longer than membrane-based buttons. If gaming is your primary hobby, then I'm sure you've worn out numerous buttons before. If it's anything like my mechanical keyboard, then I expect the mechanical buttons to last well over 6 years and still feel the same as it did on day one. The D-pad, not a fan. Don't get me wrong, it works, and it works really well. I just hate the design. I want a standard 4-directional D-pad, not this weird hybrid with grooves that give it a circular design. You can purchase 2 different compatible D-pads, but both have the same issue of it being a circular design instead of the standard one. The Apex 5 features the oh-so-famous Hall Effect joysticks, something that I've never experienced before. And I gotta say, it feels the same. Literally the same. The big deal is that Hall Effect sticks extremely minimize the chance for stick drift, or outright prevents it, I guess. I've had a billion controllers across a billion consoles, never experienced stick drift once. But at least I have peace of mind that it likely won't happen here. You can adjust stick tension as well, just like in the Elite controller. I usually set it and forget it, but I was shocked at how important this feature is to me. The first time using the Apex 5, 5, the sticks definitely felt too smooth, like it had nearly no resistance to it. That's because I've been using the Elite Series 2 as a daily driver since it originally launched, and I increased the tension on those. As soon as I increased the tension on the Apex 5, it felt like an absolute dream. The Apex 5 features its own Xbox button in the top center of the controller, except it's the Flydigi logo. The Flydigi logo rocks, so it looks awesome on the controller. It works just like the Xbox button, which, thank God. Even on PC, I regularly use the Xbox button to pull up the game bar to either adjust audio on the fly, or to get my computer to lose focus on the game so I can move my mouse to one of my other screens. I never use Alt-Tab, doesn't make sense on a multi-monitor setup. The logo button is just significantly faster. Now, something that definitely takes getting used to are the start and select buttons. They are now to the left and right of the logo button, which means they're placed quite a bit higher than on an Xbox controller. Not that it's bad, it's just different. During the main video, I had some connection issues while connected through the included dongle. I did further testing, but this time I plugged the dongle into my USB extender, which reaches away from the computer and sits to the left of me. I'm happy to report that my issues were nothing more than signal interference, and moving the dongle away from that particular hotspot fixed all issues. Alright, time to move on to the Flydigi Space Station app, which will lead me to talk about other controller features. The app rocks. I like this thing way more than the Xbox Accessories app. The primary reason being that there's only one non-important feature, as far as I could tell, that requires the controller to be plugged in, which I'll mention later. The Space Station app is easy to navigate and simple to use. Editing buttons is a breeze. As mentioned earlier, if you need to assign buttons for a game you're trying to figure out, you don't need to have your controller plugged in. Just bind whatever you want to whatever button and it's changed instantly. And when I say bind whatever you want, I mean whatever you want. I was extremely shocked when I accidentally binded a keyboard key to the controller. This is one of the greatest features on this app. You cannot do this on the Xbox Accessories app. The best game I was able to test keyboard keys on a controller was Grim Dawn. It's one of the greatest ARPGs out there. If you love the genre, you'll love this game. Grim Dawn, unfortunately, has extremely bare-bones controller support. You can certainly beat the game no issue, I've done it a few times, but you only have so many buttons to bind in-game actions to on a standard controller. Even on the Elite controller, since you can only rebind the paddles to other controller buttons. This means you're never really playing to the best of your ability, or menu navigation is an extreme pain in the ass. With the Apex 5, you have an additional 6 buttons. Binding keyboard keys to these 6 buttons means in-game, you have 6 more actions you can bind to the controller. This is a game changer. I no longer feel as limited as before. Using third-party apps like WASD was kind of a pain in the ass when I used my Elite controller. The Flydigi Space Station app just works, and it's so simple to use. Back to Grim Dawn for a second. Fortunately, Grim Dawn is extremely friendly when switching between controller and keyboard and mouse. Not every game is like this. Some games require you to completely restart it just to switch inputs, others stutter or completely freeze up for a second or two, so your mileage may vary when it comes to this. Let's talk about the triggers now. The Elite controller features hair triggers, and I honestly love this for Monster Hunter when I'm playing a ranged weapon like the heavy bowgun. I just need the trigger to be more like a button press. The full travel bothers me when using the weapon. The hair trigger ended up feeling so good to me that it feels terrible to play heavy bowgun without it. Seeing that the Apex 5 doesn't have hair triggers honestly made me a little nervous, but I thought, okay, I could always use the extra shoulder button, bind it to the right trigger, and problem solved. I hope. That was actually solution 2. Solution 1 is to use the Apex 5's adaptive triggers to simulate hair triggers, or dampening is what it's called here. Unfortunately, every review I saw before committing to the purchase made it sound like it was fairly easy to force your way through the dampening starting position, which you can adjust to however far you want the triggers to go. So what was the end result? Well, I felt like I was completely lied to. That shit fucking works. It feels fantastic, and you genuinely have to put a decent amount of force to get through the dampening. As for solution 2, rebinding the trigger to the extra shoulder button, that felt great too. The extra shoulder buttons are positioned in a completely natural spot, so I had no problem with that at all. Since we're on the subject, let's dive a little further into adaptive triggers specifically. I've never been a PlayStation guy. I love their games, hate their controllers. Not a fan of the symmetrical sticks, so there's really no reason for me to use a DualSense controller on PC. Unfortunately, that means I've never gotten a chance to try out the adaptive triggers. I do have a PSVR 2 though, which does have PC support, and the controllers do feature adaptive triggers. Unfortunately, yet again, in Sony's infinite wisdom, this feature is unavailable on PC. There are workarounds, but I've never bothered with it, so the Apex 5 is my first foray into this tech. In order to use adaptive triggers, you can personally apply certain pre-made profiles to one or both triggers within the Space Station app, and from there you can slightly adjust it to get the certain feel you're looking for. You can also specifically go into the adaptive triggers page and see what games officially support it. There are also unofficial games that show up there that the folks at Flydigi made a profile for that activate based on certain actions in-game. From there, you can turn on adaptive triggers for specific games, which will force those games to recognize the Apex 5 as a DualSense controller. At that point, you'll be using the adaptive triggers however the developer intended them to be used. Overall, pretty damn cool. Now, I did see someone once say that adaptive triggers as a whole is extremely hit or miss with people. You either love it or you hate it. Personally, I hate it. I really hate it. It feels like the most gimmicky thing ever thrown into a controller. If you love it, that's awesome. It's just certainly not for me. I mean, I love it for the fact that I can simulate hair triggers, but outside of that, I hate it. These are supposed to be pretty comparable to those on the DualSense, so no fault to Flydigi. They're doing the exact thing PlayStation is doing. On to gyro. It's neat. It works. I tried it in Black Ops 7. The problem here is that ever since I moved to PC in 2019 and learned how to play shooters with mouse and keyboard, I've never been able to go back to controller. It just feels god-awful to me. You might be thinking, what about Monster Hunter? Honestly, aiming in Monster Hunter feels better than aiming with a controller on literally any other game. On top of that, Monster Hunter rarely ever needs you to be pinpoint accurate, as opposed to something like Call of Duty. The monsters are big, so more often than not, you just have to aim at the general area you want to hit and you're good. Anyways, as far as I'm aware, gyro only really benefits shooters, but if I can't use a controller in shooters in the first place, then gyro only really makes the experience slightly less crap. I'm more of a pointer style gyro shooter, so like the Wii Remote with Motion Plus and Switch Joy-Con where you're really just aiming with one hand that has free range. Gyro on the Steam Deck or a traditionally shaped controller that you hold with two hands never felt great to me. Alright, just a few more features that we'll go through quickly. The Apex 5 has a small screen on the controller. You can adjust a few settings there, not really useful to me since it's extremely limited compared to the Space Station app, so this is likely for console players. The coolest thing about the screen though, is that you can have an image or GIF on there. As far as I'm aware, this is the only thing that actually requires you to plug it into the computer, and maybe updating the controller as well. I threw my logo on it as a joke, but god damn, does that shit look pretty baller. You do have to adjust colors to be a bit more saturated and generally brighter for it to look good on the Apex 5 screen though. Kind of the same thought process Nintendo had before backlit screens became standard on their handhelds. So like GBA era. Outside of the adaptive triggers, the Apex 5 has standard rumble, but you can crank that shit up to be a jackhammer. When I tested it out for the main video, I was dying laughing. It also features a light strip at the edge of the bottom of the controller. There are a few modes, some of which you can customize. Pretty neat, and I think it works fantastic when you use it in tandem with the next feature. Profile switching. This is extremely important, and I was relieved when I found out the Apex 5 does have this feature. The Elite controller has a profile button that you can press to switch between the 3 onboard profiles you can save to the controller. The Apex 5, on the other hand, does not have this button. Instead, it has a function button in the center right of the underside of the controller. Just press and hold that button, followed by a press of one of the 4 face buttons, and bam, you're now a profile switching master. This means you can save 4 profiles onto the controller as opposed to the Elite's 3, which does make a big difference. Set a specific color of light or light mode to each profile to easily tell which one you're on. Or don't, I don't care what you do. Now, my only gripe with profile switching is that the function button is a little inconvenient to press. It should have been placed significantly further left, not center right. In any case, I never need to rapidly profile switch, so it's not that big of a deal. On the center left, you have the turbo button. Personally, not a fan. I'd much rather set a macro to one of the additional buttons and set it to loop if I'm grinding in a JRPG, which honestly is the only reason I'd ever use turbo in the first place. Don't underestimate the power of macros for a JRPG. I ruined the A button on a controller before because I was power grinding in Final Fantasy III. Never again. Macros all the way. I do wish the physical turbo button itself were rebindable, since I don't want to use it the way Flydigi intends. To each their own, I suppose. You might like the on-the-fly turbo button use. That's pretty much it, folks. The Flydigi Apex 5 is the closest thing to a perfect controller I have ever experienced, and the Space Station Companion app is absolutely phenomenal. The Apex 5 is extremely competitive in price compared to the Xbox Elite Series 2 controller, while offering significantly better hardware, significantly more features, and a more robust and easy-to-use companion app. There's only really one thing I can't test, and that's the longevity and durability of the controller. Since the release of the Xbox Elite Series 2 back in 2019, I've gone through 3 of these controllers, all of which had some sort of issue, typically with bumpers and triggers. Sometimes even worse, like the grips detaching from the plastic, buttons no longer functioning, or the controller literally falling apart as shown during the unboxing portion of the main video. I've repaired these controllers as much as I could, multiple times, just to make them last as long as possible. Even going so far as making a Frankenstein's monster using the boards of 2 different Elite controllers. But it's gotten to the point where they're no longer repairable. If the Apex 5 can last even 6 months without the bumpers going wacky tobacky, it automatically wins. I hope to God this thing never breaks, cause more features just means more complex repairs. That scares me, and a quick Google search online shows that there isn't much to buy in terms of replacement parts. That scares me even more. If I were to offer a few points of advice to Flydigi for their next Apex controller, I'd say offer more than just the color white for the controller. I purchased a brand new Wuchang edition Apex 5 off of eBay for retail price, despite never playing Wuchang, because I hated the one singular color Flydigi offers for the Apex 5. A standard black controller will sell, I promise you. Include a true D-pad. Give the face buttons a little more of a satisfying click to them. Also, give the face buttons customizable RGB. I think that'd be extremely tight. Make the back buttons protrude out more so that they're easier to press. And most importantly, keep doing what you're doing. I can't believe we live in an era where third-party controllers are king. I'm sold. You've made a fan out of me. The Flydigi Apex 5 is easily my favorite controller of all time. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing or becoming a member of the channel, and follow me on Twitch for more of my shenanigans. Most importantly, hit up the Discord where you can keep up with all my projects, uploads, and live streams. I hope to see you there. Thank you so much for watching.